Good evening and welcome to the Selectmen's meeting of Monday, July 12, 2021, in the Wacoit Meeting Room, Mashpee Town Hall, 16 Great Neck Road North, Mashpee, broadcast live and cable channel 18, streamlined live on the Town of Mashpee's website, www.mashpeema.gov/channel 18. 6:30, in open session, we'll pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, and I'd like a moment of silence, please. Thank you. I need approval of the following minutes: Monday, June 21st, 2021, regular session, and Monday, June 28th, 2021, regular session.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call. Tom?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
And-
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And public comment. We have one tonight, Lynn Barbie.
No visual aids tonight.
Good evening.
Lynn Barbie, Mashpee Drive. I mean, Surf Drive, say Mashpee, sorry. Oh, sorry, okay. I read earlier today the minutes that you all just approved about getting the, having the discussion about getting help from consultants to review the Mashpee Commons plan, once we get it. So I was just hoping that, it would seem impatient of me, to hope that maybe we've made some progress on trying to identify who some of these people might be that we would need to get advice or consulting from on environmental, traffic, all kinds of other aspects. Thank you.
Thank you. Discussion and approval of the following special event and temporary sign application permit. La Tavola, Katie?
Katie Atchison, Mashpee Chamber of Commerce. Thank you all. This is the first time I've got to come to one of these meetings. What can I
Well,
do?
welcome.
What can I say for you for the event?
Well,
What
you
do need to know?
can promote your La Tavola.
Okay. So every year for the last 14 years, with the exception of holding it virtually last year, the Mashpee Chamber has hosted a 5-course Italian feast for paying guests, and we hope to do that again on Friday, August 27th, in front of the Mashpee Library, limited to 300 guests, with the same great entertainment as ever, and tickets are already on sale, so I hope this is all going well for everybody here. Yeah, tickets are on sale at mashpeechamber.com. And we are hoping to have a great turnout from our business community, our local community of guests. And we're going to also be honoring our Citizen of the Year at the event.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
Anybody have any questions for Katie?
Always a great event.
Yes, it is.
Make a motion, we approve the special event. sign
Second
permit.
that.
Roll call, John?
Yes.
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 Very good, Katie.
Thank you all so much.
See you
You're
then.
very
Good luck.
welcome. Memorial for Elaine O'Keefe, August 1st, 9:30 to 11:45 at the Mashpee Community Park gazebo. Carol Stakis? I had told...
I think that's the one you waived.
That's, yes, I
Yes.
understand. I had said she didn't have to come in to do this. Do I have a
Sounds
motion?
self-explanatory.
Yes, it is.
Make a motion, we approve the request.
Second.
Roll call, Tom?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
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 John?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, now the charity pickleball tournament, August 28th, 2021. The rain date will be August 29th, 9 to 6, Mashpee Pickleball Park. And this is done by Recreation Director Mary Bradbury. It's kind of self-explanatory, and
I'm prepared
John,
to
you-
answer any questions anybody may have, but pickleball is pretty big in Mashpee and South Shore and all around the country. And these tournaments are a lot of fun to rally up and get people to pair up, and it's gonna be different pairing and the whole thing, but if anybody has any questions, I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have about it. But,
Andrew, to you? Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve?
second,
Roll call? John?
yes,
Andrew?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
And Tom? Good.
I know I want to pair you up with.
Our next one is Oktoberfest, October 2nd. Rain date is October 3rd, 10 to 4 at the Mashpee Commons Green. And this is always a great event and self-explanatory. And
It
it's
is.
nice that we get to have it this year.
Yeah. It's a great event,
It
great
is.
time. I'd like to make a motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call? John?
yes,
Andrew?
Yes.
Yes? David?
Yes.
Yes.
Very good. Mashpee Historical Commission Preservation Award Ceremony, which will be held October 11th, 2021 at 9 a.m. to 1 at the Mashpee Community Park gazebo. And Richard is here to give us a little background. Good evening.
Thanks, good evening. This request, it's Richard DeSarger, 65 Shields Road, member of the Mashpee Historical Commission. This request is to use the gazebo area of Community Park on October the 11th for the Mashpee Historical Commission Preservation Award Ceremony. What it is an annual award, and we have a plaque that goes on this each year. Recipient will be listed on that plaque. It's to recognize efforts taken that year by an individual or individuals preserving Mashpee's history. The award, we hope, will act as a catalyst to encourage others in the preservation of Mashpee's physical and/or oral and/or written history. Criteria for the award will be, one, taking efforts to preserve physical and historical pieces of Mashpee's history, such as homes, cemeteries, landmarks, historic properties. Efforts taken to preserve, to write, record, and/or make known Mashpee's written or oral history. Preservation efforts of Mashpee's documents, artifacts, maps, photographs, etc. Also, involvement in town historical circles, committees that lead to the preservation making decisions. Now, since Mashpee recognized Indigenous People Day by vote of town meeting as our official holiday on the second Monday of October, the Historical Commission plans to schedule that time each year using the gazebo area for the ceremony presenting the Historical Preservation Award. Now, in addition, the Historical Commission is going to open up the Archives building following the ceremony for an open house with all in town invited to tour through the building. We will have artifacts, photos, maps, awards, newspapers, sports trophies, you name it, on display. And this year, we're going to have a special exhibit on the role of Mashpee resident and longtime local history advocate Ian Tannehill, who had just a tremendous impact with the civil rights movement in our country. Ian was called by National Urban League icon Verdon Jordan one of the great figures of 20th century Black America. And just of note, one of the special items that we will have on display is a copy of a poem entitled Freedom Plow by nationally known African-American author Langston Hughes, who thanked Ian profusely for encouraging him to write his poems. It contains a handwritten signed note reading, quote, for Ian Tannehill, who helped bring this poem about, end quote. And finally, the third part of the Indigenous Day celebrations will be a birthday party of sorts, noting the final day of the season, having the historic 1831 one-room schoolhouse open on this, the 190th anniversary. So we're celebrating 190 years of that one-room schoolhouse. Special tours will be held throughout the day for people to get inside this gem of Mashpee's history, to see and learn about some of Mashpee's educational history and the important role also that the school played in Mashpee Wampanoag history. We just opened for the first time today So we're open every Monday from now till October the 11th, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Great.
So hopefully that'll be approved, and hopefully people come on out on any Monday and tour through the schoolhouse.
Good. Any questions for Richard?
It's great.
No?
Make a
Great.
motion.
I would make a motion to approve the Mashpee Historical Commission Preservation Award Ceremony scheduled for October 11th, 2021, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Mashpee Community Park and Gazebo.
I'll second that motion.
Roll call?
Yes.
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 Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Thank
Great
you,
work.
Richard, very much. Discussion and approval request for recommendation to the governor's for appointment to the Community Advisory Council of the Environmental Management Commission, Precinct 4, Ann Shea. There's a resume before you. She's very well qualified, and I'd like to see her approved tonight.
I'd make a motion to appoint Ms. Shea to the, or request Ms. Shea's appointment representing the town.
Second.
Roll call, Tom?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
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 Thank you. Discussion and approval of a letter of support for the tribe's application for broadband service grant, Mashpee Wampanoag Tribe, Trio Officer Wyonopocknet. Hi. How are you?
My name is Cassie Jackson. I'm the secretary of the tribe.
Okay. I want How are you, ladies?
Good evening. So, again, my name is Cassie Jackson. I'm the secretary of the Mashpee Wampanoag Tribe, and thank you for having us. So why we're here is the tribe is applying for the Tribal Broadband Connectivity Program offered by the National Telecommunications and Information Administration, which the applications are due September 1st. We are seeking an opportunity to discuss the proposed project with the board and to identify opportunities to collaborate, ideally, culminating in a letter of support on behalf of the board for the grant application. The purpose of the Tribal Broadband Connectivity Program is to improve the quality of life, spur economic development and commercial activity, and create opportunities for remote employment and online entrepreneurship, remote learning and telehealth by expanding broadband access and providing digital training and inclusion programs to Native American communities. Specifically, the tribe will apply for broadband infrastructure deployment, funds which can be used to deploy new broadband infrastructure, replace antiquated infrastructure, or upgrade or extending existing infrastructure. Low-income tribal households are currently underserved due to high cost of internet on Cape. According to the feasibility report for a community network conducted by Falmouth, Mass, Comcast, which is one of the largest providers on the Cape, is not delivering the speeds that customers are paying for. The reality is that most customers are not getting the FCC minimum through Comcast. The project will partner with Open Cape, a technology nonprofit based in Barnesville that owns and operates a fiber optic network that serves local governments, businesses, and residents of southern Massachusetts. Meetings have been held with Steve Johnston, the CEO of Open Cape, to see how key tribal facilities and tribal homes can be connected to Open Cape's fiber backbone. The project team is currently conducting surveys with the community to identify service gaps related to their internet access, along with any potential issues with connectivity. The team is also identifying key tribal facilities and tribal homeowners that can be connected to the fiber backbone. Open Cape will then use this information to create blueprints of exactly what infrastructure will be needed to improve connectivity for these locations. Better connectivity for the tribe will have lasting impacts for the broader community as it can spur economic development and productivity among the tribe. Thank you.
Very good. Any questions?
I actually have one. First, it's a great project. I think, you know, if you can sort of use this as a way to break the Comcast monopoly, service monopoly, would be really good. And I guess the question would be, is there an opportunity, if you're successful in drawing those connections with Open Cape, to have a conversation potentially with the town about, you know, expanding that access, obviously on our nickel, not yours, but to provide some of those same access to Open Cape services to non-tribal members through what you're building so that, you know, people have some service options. Is that something you think we might be able to work on with you?
Yes, that was discussed with Mr. Johnston, and that.
The team.
The-
The team.
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
The team, we have discussed that.
Very good.
Actually, in all reality, we'll have to bring it to the board, our board, so they can discuss it amongst themselves.
Okay.
And they'll give us a decision, and then I'll give the decision.
Yeah, I just think it's a really, you know, it's a good way for both, you know, both populations to be, you know, well served, because everybody's got the same problem with Comcast. And right now, you're doing the negotiations, and
Right,
they go over a barrel because you don't have any other place to go.
that's right.
So this might provide a place to go, and maybe we'll
Right.
see everybody's service and price go down.
Exactly.
So I think
No
you have
question.
my whole heart support doing
Yes.
this.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Well, this is a great opportunity. Thank you for bringing it.
I make a motion that the board, you know, authorize chair to sign a letter of support
Yep.
whenever it is that you need it in order to make your application.
I'll second that motion.
Roll call?
Yes,
Yes.
I recuse?
Yes.
And yes. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Thank you. Any communications or correspondence? No. Old business, new business, discussion and approval of revisions to the Mashpee shellfish regulation, shellfish warden, Devin and McGillis. And we have Ashley.
Hi, good evening. Our shellfish warden, Donovan McGilligan, was unable to come tonight, so I'm here in his place. So we're here to ask the board to approve minor changes to the shellfish regulations. They are pressing issues that involved private aquaculture areas, year-round oyster harvest, and it updates the penalties associated with closed or contaminated harvest. So the first changes that we're looking to get done is the penalty structure for contaminated closure areas. This was an update in the Mass General Law, Chapter 130, Section 75. It was not updated in our regulations, so the penalties will be changing from $300 to $2,000 to $500 to $10,000.
Wow,
Yep, that's for contaminated,
yeah,
fishing within a contaminated area that's closed due to fecal coliform.
very good.
So that's the first change that we're looking to have passed immediately. The second change would be the harvest within an aquaculture license. Originally, when the Mashpee shellfish regulations were enacted, private aquaculture licenses were permitted with the clause that people could still scallop within the shellfish aquaculture license. That has come to pass. Scallops are not as prolific as they once were. So at this current time, we would like to prohibit any commercial or recreational harvest within a shellfish aquaculture license, because that's a private permitted area. And the third regulation that we'd like to see changed is the oyster harvest period. Instead of year-round, which no town currently has for year-round harvest, we should really change our harvest period from November the 1st to March 31st for non-commercial purposes only. This is recommended because the only town seeded area is open from November 1st to March 31st. It is also not safe to have the public harvest oysters outside of those dates due to the Vibrio season. So those are the three immediate changes that we're looking to have done. And the Shellfish Commission and the Shellfish Warden are still changing the regulations that will be submitted to the board later or next year.
Okay, any questions?
just have one. As far as, so you mentioned the oysters thing, we're just getting along the lines of how other towns are already governed.
Yes.
Is that correct? Okay.
Andrew?
Yeah, I mean,
Fine.
David?
On the scallop in aquaculture license areas, how does the current law acknowledge tribal fishing rights in that regard?
So this is in particular for everybody is prohibited from shellfishing in areas that are already permitted to an individual to grow and harvest oysters or quahogs. So the town, back when scallops were huge, they said that we're gonna permit these areas under the condition that people can still scallop within those areas. We no longer have a scallop fishery that's even, I mean, I think we harvested 10 bushels last year,
Right.
when it used to be thousands. So that's when this was enacted, and we need to retract it because people are going in people's aquaculture license and shellfishing, and we want to try to keep recreational harvesters out of the commercial areas.
I'm sorry, it's keeping them out of commercial.
You want to keep recreational harvesters out of.
Recreational and commercial harvesters out of private aquaculture leases. So that in these areas, they're growing their own shellfish for sale, they're not, they won't.
Typically, the aquaculture farms, they don't propagate scallops.
No,
Though, I mean, that's,
not
I haven't
currently.
heard of that.
No, this was left, the intent of this regulation was to allow recreational people to still access aquaculture permit areas.
Right.
And every town across the Cape, your permitted area is for the permittee. It's not for other people to come in and take what they're growing for profit out of the area.
Okay.
I'm fine with that.
Tom,
No, I'm fine.
do I have a motion?
I make a motion, we approve the amended regulations. Is there an effective date?
I would say immediately.
Immediately.
Okay. Do we have to publish or anything?
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
So I'll make a motion that we approve them with an effective,
Can we say August 1st? Or is that a problem?
Well, it is a problem because of public health concern. We do not want people oystering.
Okay, we'll make it happen.
all right, effective,
Immediately.
today's
As soon as
12th.
possible.
Today's 12th, effective the 15th.
Okay, good. I'll
As long as
second that
that's-
motion.
Roll call?
Yes.
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 Very good. Thank you, Ashley.
Thank you.
Town managers, liaison reports?
Just a quick one, we get the next, upcoming, the 21st is the next planning board, Mashpee Commons potential joint meeting, but beyond that.
The only thing I wanted to say, not necessarily a liaison report per se, but appreciate the tribal chairman's presence today. I can't think of, I don't remember sitting on the side of the table and having the chairman present at one of our meetings. I appreciate it, and I think it's a great sign of, hopefully a more productive, communicative relationship between town and the chair, and when it's appropriate, we'd like to reciprocate and participate in some of your meetings, and it helps to hear what people are saying directly. So, Brian, thank you for coming.
Yes, thank you.
Good point.
Okay, town managers update.
The letter regarding the fertilization, which you directed me to execute, should be going out Thursday.
Thursday.
It's out there for public consumption now, but it's going to be going to the residents on Thursday. The articles for the warrant are in today. We do have some petition articles. I didn't take a look at them, but
Solar?
Yes.
yes.
Make it.
But I haven't reviewed them yet, but the deadline was today. Pleased to report that the DNR building is officially ours, the 2 units on Mercantile.
Very good.
And also, there's a Comcast public hearing on July 26th, and that's required so that we can get our extension. And I believe that's it.
Okay, any additional topics? No? Good?
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Do I have a second? Roll call, Tom?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
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 Thank you, everyone. David?